Alright, what's up yins guys? It's time for another video. I see enough of this stuff on the news. I ought to make an organized playlist, especially for weird news. Just title it like Weird News or something like that. But here's another one for you. Sometimes I'll watch Good Morning America or America This Morning, or usually a morning news, and this is like one of those things that make you go, what the fuck, or whatever, or WTF moment. Okay, this woman, I guess, mad at her boyfriend, pissed off at her boyfriend, and I have to go on an internet article. I'll give you a link to it or whatever, because I'm saying it from memory now. Anyway, whatever the reason, I think she's mad because whatever it is, I don't remember if it's he won't let her do something like on his credit card or whatever. I think he'd ticket somewhere or buy something or something. Anyway, whatever it is, as far as spending on his credit card, he says no. So I guess she gets a hold of the credit card. Instead of getting mad and maybe breaking up with him and going on a big binge for herself, she decides to go to a restaurant, I guess have a big meal. And you know how now you could go on a bank card, and put your tip. Me and a girlfriend, we put like a $5 tip when we order our pizza or stromboli at a pizza shop. You can put the tip on a credit card now. Well, I do debit. Me and her don't do credit cards. But anyway, they had a credit card or whatever. She got a hold of it. She had herself a big meal. I guess the most expensive she could get hold. Did a lot of spend. Gives a $5,000 tip. Just writes it on there in a receipt. And I guess the boyfriend, soon-to-be ex-boyfriend, called the cops, I guess, or whatever. And the cops said that they can't really do anything about it, and it's up to the. I guess you're not classifying that as theft if it's a wife or a boyfriend or something like that on that order, because it's not like she took a credit card and run. They said that it's up to the waitress if they want to give it back or not. You know what I mean, too. That's a little crazy. I think the whole point of this video, if any of you guys that know me want to comment, if you were a waiter or a waitress, what would you do? Would you feel bad and want to make the best piece when you hear about it? Say somebody picked you to give you a $5,000 tip, right? And would you give it back? Maybe if you figure that, well, the guy's got to pay that shit off. Whether he has credit, he gets another credit card to pay it off. His work, he got to pay that off in payments. I don't know. Would you somehow, if you knew about the guy, see if he's a real dickhead or if he's a nice guy, you feel sorry for him? Would you? I don't know. In my best conscience, I couldn't do it. I'd give it back, because I'd see right there. I figured it'd probably come back to me somehow. And I have things that I have to bust my ass once in a while. I do construction jobs, Some are easier or harder than others. Like, getting extra money that quick, without winning the lottery, and that, if you find out it was done that way, and they have to pay that. I don't know. I couldn't do that to somebody. I'd give it back. And one thing that I would sort of worry about, too, that what if he took it to court or somehow and it made a court thing, made some kind of case, or I don't know if there's a way that they would order that given or whatever, or maybe somehow he fights that. You can't class as a theft, like if you have insurance on a credit card for like theft or fraud. I'm not sure the something of that nature that way, since it's not a theft per se, would the insurance on the credit card, if they have an insurance on the credit card, will that cover it? I don't know. I couldn't do that. I'd give it back. Because I'd sort of feel bad. But if you guys would keep it, I wouldn't think nothing negative of you. I don't know, but I don't know. If somebody did that shit to me, I would like to think, that, say if it happens to me someday, I don't know. Well, anyway, since I'm on the subject of shit like that with credit cards, unlike a situation like this, I remember I was working in a cement factory for a while, through an agency, and I was optimistic on them keeping me on as the cleaning the cement tower over there and being the groundskeeper over there. And so the girlfriend, we both, it's not like I didn't, she said when she got this Amazon credit card, we went ahead, got stuff for her and asked if I wanted anything. She kind of said, well, you get something, you need, you want, you'll pay it. And yes, I did pay it off. We both together charged like $1,000, and I think 3/4 of the stuff that I got was mine, and I felt like I was taking advantage at the time. But since I was making the money, I intended to pay it back. And any of you guys are still subscribed to me to see my videos after all this time. I'm not going to go on about it, but there was a time where, you have family members that you were living with or whatever. You figured that it would be like a peaceful deal. You live upstairs or whatever, and you're paying your way, and you fall out. You're a grown person, and then you got the family members. Oh, somehow they think they own you or whatever, and nothing you do is good enough. And you say you decide you're not going to take their shit anymore, and says, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." And they never liked your girlfriend or whatever anyway. And long story short, I was halfway had it paid off or whatever. And during the time, I left. They got mad. I think you guys know me in this. I'm not gonna. People that subscribe to me way later, you don't have to care about this. But anyway, I did other little videos talking about it. If you want to look up couple YouTube videos about narcissistic parents or toxic parents. You can be a grown person, say you move together, you figure you might get a house someday and everybody be peaceful and their behavior hasn't changed and they blame you for everything. Anyway, you get mad and they leave. Well, I had like a computer, I had a lot of money in it too. I was paying on it. I bought really fancy graphics card, gaming card, and everything else. Put this whole computer together, got everything else for it. So when I left, instead of allowing me to claim the stuff, my mother takes it out and throws it out in the trash, basically destroyed it, and then totally destroyed it out of spite, you know what I mean? So out of faithfulness, the agency kind of, decided they weren't going to use me the next year on a job, but I ended up working another job later on. And I did pay it off out of faithfulness. I say, what do you want to do? Because I personally didn't think that shit was right, and try to egg her on. So, well, we both had that in common too about toxic family members like living with it, and it affects your thinking now as you speak, even though you're not a teenager anymore. But anyway, out of faithfulness, it was just the right thing to do. I said, what do you want to do? I says, well, I was almost there anyway, and all that stuff too. And it was kind of funny. I worked at a glass factory where just, you guys know, they fired me for doing push-ups and doing splits and all kind of stuff and knuckle push-ups before the clock and all that stuff. And like I had just a couple more payments to go and all that. But then I got somewhere else, to make a long story short, and they paid it off. But anyway, this is good information for you too. If you're in a relationship, you're watching this and you got this far, my point to all this is not, I don't want no drama, poor me, it's not about me. Definitely it's not wow. Figure while I was on this subject, say if you guys are in a relationship, say if you're watching this, you got a girlfriend, they let you charge on a card, or if you're a chick and you got a boyfriend, maybe you have your difference sometime and you let them charge on it. If you're not in a relationship anymore, I hope you don't do this. Well, me and the girlfriend, we were actually together all these years, and that happened like a couple years ago. And anyway, I figured I'd just throw that in there too, that no signs of me and my woman ever falling out. We'd never do that shit to each other, but anyway, just because somebody else got mad and destroyed the stuff that I bought with my girlfriend's credit card, I could have said, well, it ain't my fault. Why should I have to pay it? It's good. And what if we even both agreed, said, oh, it's going to set us financially. Why don't we just, you know, but I paid it off and I'm just happy with that. I figured I had to do it out of faithfulness and just, my thing in a relationship is instead of me trying to get out of paying for that, I charge stuff up like that, pay it off. I figure I can be trusted. It's about trust. You know, if you're a dude or a chick watching or whatever too, and say somebody else, you know, destroys your stuff because you're spiteful. Say you were a grown woman, you were living in a family member's house. You're a grown woman or a grown dude, and a family member doesn't like your boyfriend or girlfriend, but you're faithful. And then you decide, which you have every right to, whatever circumstances, leave and move out. You know, if you'd say, well, especially if you live in a situation where it's like you're not allowed to move out or some kind of a thing, but yet in one other conversation or argument threaten to throw you out or whatever and say, oh, you're not using me to go, you know, they should do it the right way and, hey, give me some notice so I can financially be able to leave. Or God forbid you meet the wrong relationship, wrong boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're stuck in some hell too, you know what I mean? But anyway, I figure I'd throw something in or out of faithfulness that way, you know what I mean too. I don't see me and my girlfriend, you know, my woman falling out with each other, you know what I mean, and doing shit like that.